Hey guys, I just finished my late age Piconye campaign and I just wanted to share a couple strategies that I learned while playing them. This guide is intended for beginner and intermediate players, and as you can see here I ran a simple expansion test and it's turn 12 and we have a total of 15 provinces. I didn't happen to use an Awake Expander Pretender God in my campaign, which I'm going to show at the end of the video, but I think you would be justified in using an Awake Expander Pretender God with this faction because they have somewhat of a difficult time expanding. 15 provinces by turn 12 on a late age campaign is decent. I mean, you can definitely get more than that. Um, as you can see, I kind of got boxed in by this faction here and down here, and then I got stuck on this mountain over here. But I ended up getting a throne, so that's always good. So anyway, my units that I use for this expansion are a Defender, Piconye Defender, and the Piconye Crossbowmen. And we did use some Soldier Priests, which are the sacred unit for Piconye. And I just have them set up to sparse line formation. Now keep in mind that they are size 2. Most of the units are size 2. I'm unsure about how many will fit in a square, but I know it's relevant. And if you don't keep these guys in a sparse line formation, you're just going to get flanked. As you can see here, significantly reduced as far as the width of the combat line. So we just have our prophet on divine blessing to give our one sacred unit a blessing, and behind them we have a mage, a sage priest, I guess, casting ignite arrows for our crossbowmen. I think that crossbowmen are going to be a staple in this nation. I relied on crossbowmen to do most of my killing on the campaign that I was playing. So we have ignite arrows on the crossbowmen. Obviously you're not going to have that at the start, but I went for magic, I went enchantment 2 for ignite arrows. Then I went evocation 3 for fireball. And then I went, I'm going Thaumaturgy 2 for Mind Burn. And also, I went Alteration 3 as well for Body Ethereal. Or is it here? So, our guys, our mages and stuff like that, most of our units have pretty low health points, like 8 health points. And they're pretty low protection, so if they get sniped by archers, they're pretty much dead. You know, this guy also has low hit points. Most of the units have low hit points. In the campaign that I'm running, I have all of my commanders with bodyguards, so I would definitely recommend doing that with this faction. You could put up to 5 bodyguards. You don't have to put 5. You could put 3. 3 is fine, but I like to put the max. You will get flanked a lot when you're using this faction, just because of how small these little guys are. So it's a good idea to have bodyguards on your commanders. As far as the Awake Expander Pretender we're using, we just went with the Golden Lion. This is an excellent Awake Expander Pretender, mostly for the invulnerable trait, so any non-magic weapons have trouble damaging this Pretender God. And the fear is nice also, and slash resistant, and pierce resistant. So you shouldn't have any problem expanding with this Pretender God. Um, as long as you're not going up against like a lot of cavalry or a lot of crossbows, you should be okay. As far as the bless though, I took fire resistance, righteous wrath, and morale +1. Righteous wrath adds a bunch of stats to our soldier priest, so they get a bonus in I think attack, protection, and morale. They get like a +6 morale bonus. The morale for our defenders is alright, and our soldier priest is decent. I mean 9, that's alright. So you could always use a little bit more. As far as other units to recruit, I'll talk about that on my campaign, but first I want to go over the pretenders that I used on my campaign and want to go a little bit more in depth for this pretender. This is the Awake Expander Pretender that I used. As you can see here, Fire Res, Poison Res, and Righteous Wrath, which I believe is new to Dominion 6. Blessed units become filled with Righteous Fury if another sacred unit is killed within its vicinity. So they get a +3 attack, +3 strength, and +6 morale bonus. So I thought that was pretty good. For scales, we went 2 growth and 2 heat. Nothing special there. 5 dominion. Dominion is important with this nation. For every temple that you create, you get +1 added to your sacred pool limit, so you can keep adding sacreds to your unit limit. So pretty standard build here, nothing really special. So this is the Pretender God I used in my campaign that I'm going to showcase after this. It is the Oracle. You get a discount on points for this nation on this Pretender God. As you can see here, I went full scales, 3 order, 2 productivity, I left heat, a 1, growth 2, luck 2, research 2. You don't have to do this, you can go for more of a bless, but I thought luck 2 kind of fit the lore of the nation, and research 2 is always nice because you can unlock magic faster. Our units have low hit points, so I try to capitalize on not getting hit. So that's why I went with mostly defense skill bless. So defense skill adds 1 defense skill, slowing weapons, slows the attacker's attacks by 50%, and also they get a -2 attack and -2 defense penalty. And then we went blur for even more attack skill reduction from attacking enemies. So we also went Dominion 7. Dominion is kind of important with this nation, and I really like to use the High Priest, the level 3 priest, to preach to cancel out the enemy's dominion and make it my dominion. So that's pretty much the Pretender God I chose. Really nothing special. I'll show you a couple tricks with Glamour in the next part of the video. Alright guys, so this is the campaign that I just completed. As you can see here, we have all the thrones. It's on the last turn, and I saved it before the game ended, or it automatically saves anyway. As you can see here, we actually Dominion killed one of our opponents during one of the last turns, which it was Lamora, I think. The undead faction that summons ghosts and spirits and whatnot. But I'm just going to talk a little bit about the strategies I used and a little bit about the faction. So first we'll talk about the sacred units. Towards the end of the game, I used the Baculite sacred unit, mostly because it has magic damage, and I needed magic damage to hurt the ethereal undead that I was facing, so I spammed this unit. In the beginning of the game, I used a soldier priest for the high defense skill. That paired with the bless that I took, that I explained in last part of the video really helps this unit survive a lot. This unit here is excellent. One of the benefits to this unit when using a crossbow, when using the crossbowmen, is this unit has a very slow combat speed of 2. So if you set these guys to hold an attack and you set your crossbowmen to fire rear archers or even fire closest target, it'll take forever for these little guys to get in range, so you won't take a lot of friendly fire damage. These units are all right too. They're just flyers that you can set to attack rear. One tip that I can give you when you're using this unit is to pair them up with the Priester King, because he has the inspirational trait. The only downside to this is he can only lead 50 of them at his the standard experience level, and he can only set them to box and skirmish formation, which isn't really a big deal because they're going to fly to the rear anyway. So we definitely made use of the crossbowmen. This was our main damage dealer. We are running ignite arrows. We are running flame arrows. So these, I would say the crossbowman has been the most damaging unit in the army composition that I used. As far as mages go, we obviously use this little guy. I don't even think you need a lab to create this guy. And with our scales, he has 13 research. This is another one that I recruited. Just a standard battle mage. And this guy right here is pretty special because he's a priest level 3 and he has the Inquisitor trait. So the priest is very efficient when preaching against other faiths. So we want to spread our dominions so we can add temples everywhere and get the bonus of our dominion. So you put this on the, I think I had one down here, or where was it? Yeah, here. You put this on the edge of your dominion and you set them to preach, and it'll convert the enemy province into your dominion. They're not doing anything now, but the game was long over before I got to this point. Also, as you can see, I have temples literally everywhere, pretty much. You know, they're all over the place, and this adds to your sacred unit limit count. So that's why I'm able to build so many sacred units. One bad thing about this nation is all of the units come with the gluttony trait. So you're going to have supply issues and your guys are going to die from disease and affliction if you don't have this item, which is pretty cheap to craft. Supply bonus 75, and it costs 5 nature gems and nature magic level 1. So your standard battle mages can craft that item. Also your Priester Kings can craft that item. So these guys, I believe, have a chance to roll nature. Priester Kings have a chance to roll nature. And I'm pretty sure every one of your mages had a chance to roll nature. Anyway, I overkilled it. That's why you see our supply usage at negative 582. But I actually needed to do that because the opponent I was facing, Lamora, actually has death scales, and as you can see here, only 115 supplies for this province, and that's, you know, with my dominion. With his dominion, it was like 70. So I'd bring these large armies in, and my guys would die of starvation and disease and whatnot. So I had to hurry up and craft those bags of wine and put them on all my armies. Some spells, notable spells that you can cast that are pretty easy to access are body ethereal for all of your commanders. You're going to want that on all your commanders because your guys have super low hit points. And you don't want a stray arrow to hit them and then they just die. Um, as you can see here, a lot of my guys are using solar rays because the opponent I was facing with this army was undead. So, Gift of the Heavens is pretty good too. It actually looks really cool. I don't know if this spell is new or not, but 3 earth and 1 astral to cast this. We also use Doom, which curses enemy units into having bad luck. So that's a skill that you can cast at astral level 4 and or is that no, it's yeah, it's astral level 4. I don't know why this guy is casting that and it says there's nothing wrong with it. Huh. Well, astral level 4 for Doom. We also use Will of Fate, which, where is it? I think it's an alteration. Yeah, Will of Fates. So it negates the first successful strike against ones that are protected by the skill. So your Priester Kings can cast this with some booster items like the Spirit, the Crystal Skull Cap, or the helmet that boosts Astral Magic. There's also an amulet. See, this guy is wearing the accessory, Astral Magic accessory. And then for the helmet, I don't know if anyone can craft the helmet. You can also craft the helmet, I believe, at construction level 6 or 7, which adds Astral Magic. So I believe you can. It's pretty easy to access Astral level 5 with those 2 items, and then you can use Power of the Spheres, which is, I forget. I don't know if it's in Conjuration or not, but it's basically like Summon Storm Power, Summon Water Power, but for Astral. And the only downside to it is it costs 1 Astral Gem. I think it's in Thaumaturgy, actually. No, I was wrong. So, look out for that spell. Another spell that I used was called Malachi. Yeah. So, it only costs 9 Astral Gems, and this it basically summons a commander that's a thug. Flies, has invulnerable, so you pretty much set it to attack rear. You outfit it with a bunch of gear. You could get him a vine shield, frostbrand, put some armor on him. Give him a brace for protection, and maybe this Girdle of Might for reinvigoration, and he should be good to go. And you can use him to attack low province defense provinces. And one good thing about him is he flies, so he has insane map move range. So he can also act as a scout as well. Another spell that we used was Legions of Steel. Your mages, I think, can only roll up to Earth 2, so you're going to have to find a way to get these Earth Boots, to craft these Earth Boots. Oh, you can craft these at Earth level 2. Okay, so craft the Earth Boots, and then use Summon Earth Power, and that'll let you cast Legions of Steel, which grants protection. Not that protection is a big deal for this nation because we have such low hit points, but it's just an extra layer of defense that I figured I would just throw on. You can also use this item, which grants you a temporary fire gem for flame arrows. so you don't have to keep spending fire gems. Another spell that I used was, I believe this is new as well, and that is, here it is. Okay, so that is Teleport Gems, which you can cast at extra level 3, transports up to 10 gems to another commander, and I also use Teleport Item as well. I'm pretty sure those are new to Dominion 6, but I was spamming that with this guy, and I have a few other guys that were using that as well. I think one is in here as well. Yeah, this guy was doing it with Earth Gems. But you can transfer those to commanders, so you don't have to move your commanders back to your lab or create a lab. You can just use that spell. Really helped me out, especially when I was running into supply issues, because all these guys had the gluttony trait. So I was crafting the bags of wine and just teleporting the bags of wine to the commanders. But one benefit to going glamour with your Pretender God is that you can cast, what is it? This ritual, this adds province defense to your province defense. As you can see, 2 warrior illusions, 1 archer illusion, province defense plus 20. So it just adds a bunch of province defense illusions, and it, unrest minus 10 per turn. That's not really a big deal, but I'll show you. So as you can see here, 233 or 581 units for this province. And our defense is only up to 69. And so with that ritual, you get way more province defense for your money. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even really understand what it did until I looked at the messages on here. But here's another one, 676 units for only 70 province defense. Another ritual you can cast that is pretty cool is Dreams of Awakened God. All provinces without friendly dominion have an 85% chance of getting 1 dominion spread. You don't really need to use it, but I had the extra glamour gems, so I was like, why not? To use those rituals, you're going to have to craft a booster, though, to boost your glamour up to level 8 to cast both of them, which is pretty easy. I think you unlock the booster. Okay, so it's not easy. You unlock the booster at construction level 9, so it's an artifact. You can also cast sea trolls with this Pretender God, which gives you trolls that can go underwater. They're pretty decent. They regenerate. So, and you can use the kobold. Yeah, summon water kobold to lead them. So, he's an underwater commander. So if you need to take underwater thrones like I did, I think there was 3 of them in this campaign, then you could just use that. Forgot where I had it. Here they are. Okay, so this is the kobold guy. So he's got sailing and amphibian. So he's only got 5 hit points though, so try to keep him safe. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.